UFC 280, guys, Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley. This might be too much for Sean at this point. Credit to him for calling Petr out in the DMs nonetheless. But can he win? Not so sure. So there was a time, guys, where Petr Yan, took a round off or so to kind of figure out his opponents, and then in rounds 2 and 3 kind of lashed it on them. Got some good first round finishes, got some third round finishes, got some great decision wins. He's beat people like Silva Andrade, he beat Dodson, he beat Rivera, landed that snapping left hook and left high kick as well on Rivera, shut him down. Knocked out Uriah Faber, knocked out Jose Aldo. He's got a very, very high level of fight IQ. Aljamain Sterling seems to be his kryptonite. One with an illegal knee, we'll forget about that one. The second one, very, very close fight. Probably did more damage, but was controlled, and we've covered that in another video. As I said at the start, Sean O'Malley called for this fight. Massive credit to him because, Sean O'Malley's been fighting guys other than Pedro Munhoz. Thomas Almeida used to be up there, not anymore. The Chris Moutinhos of this world, Eddie Wineland. They're of a time. He's been fighting guys that aren't ranked. He's been known as like that can killer. But taking the Pedro Munhoz fight, I was like, good, finally a good fight. Pedro Munhoz ate his leg up in that first round. Pedro Munhoz definitely won the first round. Didn't really take any damage. He was checking a lot of kicks, Sean, but he also was eating a lot of kicks. I think the major issue with Sean is his bravado, his ego, but that's also the great things about him as well. Love him or hate him as a character. Don't really like his personality. I don't like what his kind of antics on his own podcast. I've tried listening to it. I've tried to get into like different fight camps videos of him, watching him, but I just can't watch him. But fighting wise, love him to bits. How can you not like or enjoy his fights? He's creative, he's diverse, he's incredibly skillful. And this, to me, is a massive, feather in his cap because it was a fight that didn't need to happen for him right now. He says it makes sense because it was the only other guy in the top 5 or 6, I think he said, without a fight booked at the time. And you're going to a number 1 contender spot from fighting, other than Pedro Munhoz, unranked guys. I mean, it's a giant step up. So a great comparison fight here in my head is Corey Sandhagen because like Sean O'Malley, he's tall, he's long for the weight class, he's got a big reach advantage over someone like Yan. And Yan had to deal with that pretty quickly. Corey Sandhagen had a massive game plan coming into that fight of eat the leg up, move and don't stop moving. Pump the jab out and try and find those openings to land those high kicks. And it was working for a couple rounds. He actually won a couple rounds off Yan, but what Yan does is he's a marauder, hands up, eats a couple shots to give a couple shots. But the thing is, he doesn't even need to do that because his footwork and his head movement is just so slick and so precise, and he just wears you down. And he hits hard, man. He hits with volume. He's a different animal, Petr Yan. He hasn't lost a striking matchup in his MMA career. I don't see him losing a striking matchup in his MMA career from what I've seen right now with the competition that's available. His leg kicks are beautiful. That snapping right leg kick to pivot off to the side and hit the left hook. Can lunge with the left hook like he did against Rivera, where he overstepped with the right, came across with the left, knocked Rivera down. Left high kick, knocked him down. He's got such a diverse skill set as well, where it's such a Thai boxing, fully immersive with high guard, hard leg kicks, and snapping liver shots, snapping body shots, hooks over the top. Doesn't throw just one shot either. He will continue it until you back up, and then he can unload against the cage, and he gets better and better every round as well. He, as I said at the start, he took a round off in his early career against Aldo, for instance. Like, he took the first round off to download Aldo's timing. I think that might be a major part with Sean, is he might take him around to get used to that range, get inside that timing, because there's one credit to Sean O'Malley that you need to give him, is he's damn fast. The guy has a popping jab. He moves really well in and out. He's got some brilliant spinning techniques. He's very diverse, creative with his skill set. Now, he has said out there that he'd be surprised if he didn't knock Petr Yan down in the first at least, and he's going to be surprised if he doesn't get hit. A lot of this is talk. I'm not sure whether he believes it. You've got to have some form of delusion to be that high of elastic. You really do, because you're the only person that's going to believe it. If he really believes that, he's in for a shock, because Petr Yan's not that guy to roll over and take it. And you saw how laid back and stagnant he was against Pedro Munhoz in that first fight, in the first round, sorry. It's just, he didn't fire, and there's no offense with Sean it's counter-attacking. If you move forward on Sean, he will counter shot, and if he hurts you, then he moves forward. He will not move forward unless he's hurt you first. And that's a weird thing because it might work really well against Petr Yan, who is going to move forward all the time. But also, if to hurt Petr Yan, he is going to hit him with some bombs. And I haven't seen him hit anybody with those bombs. Eddie Wineland, but he's chinny. Petr Yan is not chinny. Petr Yan has an incredible defense. He is so defensively sound. It's brilliant. He's not that guy to roll over. He's going to get inside that guard and he is going to light you up with body shots. He's going to snap that leg from under you. You think Vera's leg kick hurts? Wait until Petr Yan hits it. Petr Yan is he is the number one guy. Other than he is arguably the champ to some people. He's definitely the number one guy. Him and Aljo are on another level right now. When it comes to striking, no one's better than Petr Yan. I credit Sean O'Malley a lot, but to get this fight where he needs to go, he's going to need to be on his bike. He needs to pump that jab out. He needs to use those dynamic strikes to kind of sell it to the judges almost. I don't think he's going to knock out Petr Yan. I don't think he's going to hurt Petr Yan. But I do think he could win a decision because of one reason. It's 3 rounds. 3 rounds is a problem. If Petr Yan takes a round off, Sean O'Malley can do something with that. He can win a sneaky decision because it's 3 rounds. Over 5 rounds, I would bank Yan 100% of the way. Based on just a skill set, I bank Yan 100% of the way. I think Sean O'Malley is very good. I think his grappling is underrated. I don't think there's going to be much grappling in this fight at all. I don't think Sean's going to be able to take Yan down. I think Yan is exceptionally good with his takedown defense. He's almost a Jose Aldo. Aljamain Sterling, he got him with 2 scramble trips, essentially. The first one was a single leg where he tripped into the floor, took his back, and the second one was a double leg, which was beautiful. And it's the first time I've ever seen Yan be double-legged. So Aljo did his homework. Whether Sean's going to be doing that, that's not Sean's game. I'm sure he has very good grappling. He's done quintet before. He's done jiu-jitsu tournaments before. But it's a different level of fish. Aljo is probably the best guy in all of MMA right now if he gets you back. Sean O'Malley's not that guy. Petr Yan has unbelievably good grappling as well. So this to me is a striking matchup. So for me, guys, Sean O'Malley has to use that speed, that range, really lay into him early on. Make sure he's got very unorthodox timing to let Petr Yan, traditionally work out how to get that timing. It's going to take him a little longer, but that second and third round for Petr Yan, he's going to turn that up if he doesn't finish him early on, and he's going to snatch that leg from under him because that leg is there to be hit. He stands very heavy on it, Sean, and that's where all the power comes from. I wouldn't be surprised if Yan finishes him. I do not think Yan's going to get finished by Sean, no matter how confident Sean sounds on tweets. So there's my 2 cents, guys. I think Petr Yan's going to finish Sean O'Malley or at least win a decision. There is a little risk in it being 3 rounds. So other than that, I think Yan's got it pretty handily, guys. So I think Petr Yan's going to win, guys. Sean O'Malley, 3 rounds could happen, but not for me. Like the video if you have enjoyed it, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And make sure to visit fullreptile.co.uk to get all different kinds of coffee. You get YouTube channel over there. You've got nice shirts, cool clothing, run by Dan Hardy and Owen Oxley, guys. Check them out. Enjoy the fights, guys. Cheers.